Hey everybody, Jose here. CC Clark. You know what I'm trying to say. CC Powersports Clarksville. Hey, just wanted to see if you was on your toes. So check this out. We're here today. We want to talk about, what do we want to talk about, Scotty?
Well, we're going to talk about the CC Powersports Wrapped. I don't know if you guys listen to music on Spotify, but it's one of my favorite things to do. I get on every November, and they give you a breakdown of your top 5
Wait, this is
songs.
December.
Oh, you're right. End of November, beginning of December.
Okay.
But they give you your top 5 songs, top 5 artists. I think it's just a cool thing they do. So we're going to do it for units here at CC Powersports Clarksville.
So we're going to call it the CC Powersports what?
Wrapped.
All right, there you go.
CC Powersports Wrapped. So I'm going to run down our top 5, Jose, and I'm going to float it to you and let you maybe just talk about why those units did so well this year. So coming in at number 5, we're looking at the Kawasaki KX and KLX lineup. So all of their dirt bikes. That was our number 5 unit this year. What do you think made those so popular?
Well, I know you're a dirt bike guy.
Yeah.
I used to be. I'm just too old now. But hey, the reason why probably is a couple different reasons. First of all, they're a great bike. Okay. Make a lot of horsepower.
Yep. And
they've consistently had some pretty good size rebates on them. So if you are in the market for one, we do have some, and they do have 2025s. I believe has a $1,500 rebate on it right now. So they've continued that on from their 24s, and we had some great prices on them, and we're going to carry that over. So if you do want some pricing on our KX 450s, 250s, whatever, give us a call.
Yeah, so I think that is probably a good reason. I mean, they do consistently have good rebates on the Kawasaki's.
Yeah. Once Loretta's over, they, and then getting ready,
they
historically put some good rebates on there.
So they did really well for us this year.
They did.
Coming in at number 4, we're looking at the entire Polaris Ranger lineup. I think that's probably popular just because the name says it, right? They've been in the business for a long time.
I think so. They're the pioneers. I hate to use that word, pioneer, of that segment, being the Rangers. I remember having a conversation a long time ago with one of the Polaris reps, and they couldn't believe where they have came from to where they are now. They are so nice. When you look at either 3-seater, 6-seater, the comfort, the durability, you can get with heat, without heat, 3-seater, 6-seater, and I think same thing. They also have put some great programs on their machines this year, so I think that aids to it.
Yep, sure. All right, well, number 3, it's another Kawasaki lineup. This time we're looking at the Kawasaki Ninja. Really popular, right? Sport bikes are huge now, it seems, with Gen Z. What do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, it is the number 1 selling entry-level bike that is sold. They looked at, how could you make,
look at Chad.
Chad, right, excuse us. That's all right. We have a guest star in the video, Chad Shelton. He is our dirt bike expert, as we're talking about expert. So if you do need anything dirt bike related worked on, he is the man. So thanks for stopping in. Talk to you later.
On you go, Chad.
All right. Thank you, sir. So, hey, but what you were saying next, Scotty?
All right, next, after Ninjas.
No, let's go back to Ninjas.
Yeah, sure.
Okay? So as I was saying, number 1 selling beginner bike, Ninja 500, and they really looked at how could we make that segment better. Well, they went from a Ninja 300, Ninja 400, still was number 1 selling. And then they said, okay, the average rider wants just a little bit more. So then they made it a 500.
Right.
So continued on that streak of being the number 1 beginner bike, and also sending out the bikes probably more so than any other manufacturer, so that we did have the bikes to sell. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Sure.
And of course, everybody knows the Ninja 1000, the ZX6, the Almighty 14, those are going to reign supreme too.
That's true. Well, number 2, I think we're standing next to a couple of them, but we're talking about Can-Am Defenders.
Well, it does have a soft spot in my heart, Scotty.
Yeah.
I do own one. I have a Defender. I absolutely love it. For me as a bigger person, I will say the interior volume, the room, is one reason probably why it really was our, one of our top sellers. Of course, you throw in the fit and finish. Can-Am also has had some great programs on their, on their Defenders. And I'll talk about this one for a second. This is probably the best value, especially in the time of year that we are. This is a Defender HD9 cab. So it has heat. So on that day like today where it's 20 degrees out, you hop in and you're 70 degrees inside. So best bang for your buck. I think this sits at around $23,500. I believe it has some rebates on it as well. I believe up to $1,500 on it right now. So perfect time to get the best bang for your buck on this. You know, we've added a couple things to it, front bumper and rear bumper. All right. But yeah, you know, same thing here. So if you don't want the cab unit, but you want a 6-seater, same thing. We got one here that we've added some parts to. That's in the 22.5 range. But yeah, just fit finish, great machine. So,
all right. Number one, coming in, we moved a lot of these this year. The Honda CRF line. Now, we are going all the way down to the CRF 50, all the way up to the CRF 450R. I think.
So, Scotty, give me your reason why you think that CRF line has been so dominant versus the others.
I think the Lawrence brothers in the pro motocross and pro supercross scene probably have had a little bit to do with that. Honda's definitely leaned into the marketing those two boys, and it's because they are so good. I mean, Jet went undefeated 2 years ago and just won a supercross title as a rookie. They haven't done that since 1993.
Rookie sensation.
Jeremy McGrath in 93 was a rookie when he won on a Honda. But I think they definitely have helped Honda a little bit in that regard, and they're known for their small play bikes, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you really look at it, they're the only small play bike from CRF 50, 110, 125, 250, and the F that are fuel injected. So what does that mean, Scotty?
You don't have to worry about carburetors. You don't have to worry about a lot of this fuel we have now. Ethanol gums up the small carburetor. You don't have to worry about that on the 110 up, right? It definitely helps a lot. And when you modify it, it also makes it a little easier. You don't have to worry about jetting the carburetor.
Yeah. So they really made a great play bike, and now everybody's trying to catch up to them. So I think that's why, you know, when you look at those, especially this time of year, when, you know, think of this. I'm going to give you a scenario. You're buying a Christmas gift for your son, your daughter, and you're buying them a 50, 110, 125, whatever. And comes Christmas time, you start it, they're excited. It's a warm day in the winter, and they're out riding it, but then they don't ride it again till the spring. So what'll typically happens if you're on a carbureted bike?
Yeah, you're like, why is it not running right? You bring it in for service, we clean the carburetor for you.
Whereas if it's fuel injected, think of your car, your truck you get in. It doesn't matter if it sits for a month or 2 months. As long as it starts, it's going to start, okay?
Yeah.
No warm-up issues, no running issues. That's the same thing you get with that fuel-injected bike.
Sure.
So, yeah.
All right, I have a couple more honorable mentions.
All right.
We just want to briefly cover. The Can-Am Riker lineup continues to be strong for us. Has been strong since it came out.
It does. You know, we have sold a lot of Rikers. So, you know, that's good.
Yeah.
And it's bad. But it's bad because it's good, meaning that we've sold a lot.
Yeah.
So y'all catch that circle that just happened? So with that, we've had some leftovers, and they've had some really, really strong rebates pretty much for the last couple of years on those. So it's also aided to selling a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you have rebates on those up to $1,500 too. So if you're in the market for a Riker, there's no better time right now. Check out some of our Black Friday deals that are still going on.
Yeah,
on
we
those.
still got them.
Yep.
And one more new for this year. I guess they updated it a lot, but the Indian Scout lineup, obviously the outgoing model was really popular, has continued to be popular. And I think with the new Scout that they just released this year for 25, we've just continued to sell a lot of those.
When you look at the cruiser market, I kind of look at that Scout kind of like a Ninja 500. You know, it was great. Now they made it a little better, a little more CC, a little more refined. I mean, now you have options of cruise control, you have the tech packages. So now you really have something for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so you just want a basic 60 that's 10 grand.
Yeah.
Boom. If you want a decked out Scout 101 that's 14 grand with all the technology, everything, then it's there for you too. So I think it's going to continue to be a strong market for us and Indian. So, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of that do-all bike, really. You know, it makes more horsepower than a lot of cruisers on the market anyway, and it's lightweight.
Yeah, 101,
and it just looks cool.
You know, 101 horsepower.
Yeah.
You know, you do a small tweak to it, and you add another 10%.
Right.
So yeah, they're a fun, great riding little bike.
All right. Well, that's a little rundown. That's a CC Powersports Wrapped for 2024. Thanks for talking with me, Jose. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
Talk to you later. If you have any questions, hit hit sales at 812-948-1621. Talk to you later.